Hey y'all, it's your girl Jimmy and welcome back to my channel. Today I am at one of my favorite wine bars in New Orleans and it's the first official episode of Drinks with Jemm. So that means I have a lot of questions for my special guest who you're gonna recognize. So make sure you have a lot of wine. And no, that's not PA Ryan because we fired him. Welcome to my first episode of Drinks with Jemm. I wanted to do this so badly because all of you know my favorite thing to do is to drink wine and talk shit. And when I decided to launch this series on my channel, I had one person in mind to be my first official guest. The queen of reality TV, the queen of the real world, the one, the only Trishelle. Trishelle and I have a lot of history. Trishelle was the first Southern girl that I ever saw on television. And I remember being a freshman in high school, watching Trishelle on Real World Las Vegas in the middle of nowhere, Mississippi, and wanting to be like her so badly. Flash forward a few years, I am then cast on the Real World New Orleans. And then flash forward a few more years, and my first challenge, Battle of the Seasons, was Trishelle's return season. So I was going to officially get to meet Trishelle, and let me tell all of you, she lived up to the hype. We will be discussing some of those stories that we shared together on Battle of the Seasons, but I will forever be grateful for Trishelle because she kind of paved the way for girls like me. I decided to film the first ever episode at my favorite wine bar, which also happens to be Trishelle's favorite wine bar, the Tasting Room. And if you're ever in New Orleans, I highly suggest stopping by. They have amazing wine, they have amazing food, and who knows, you might even find me and Trishelle at a table enjoying a bottle. I decided to get here a little early to go ahead and get a bottle started for me and Trishelle, but I didn't wait on her to start the drinking. Well, Trishelle must have known I opened the wine because for the first time ever, she's on time, y'all. Let's welcome Trishelle. Hey, honey.
What's up?
I am so happy that you're here.
Good to see you, boo.
It's good to see you. I have the wine started.
I was going to say, what are we drinking?
You know I have the white wine,
Of
and whenever
course.
you're ready for a shot, you let me know. One quick question, because I know my comments are going to be flooded with this. Where is this jacket from?
This jacket is actually from a vintage store, like from in LA, I think. Like I get a lot of my cute stuff like vintage stores or like, believe it or not, on Amazon.
Oh, it's amazing, and people are going to
Thank
want
you.
the link to this jacket. So I'm
Thanks.
sorry, y'all. She randomly found it.
Maybe I can figure it out.
It's a one of a kind, just like Trishelle.
Thank you. Ooh, okay. What are we having? Some Sauvignon Blanc or
I
Pinot?
don't know what it is. Maybe Pinot.
Okay.
Can I have a little more too while you're here?
Yeah, top her off. It's a great day. My
I
husband's
know.
like, what the are you doing today?
You're like, I'm living my
Like,
best life. Is he
I'm
in town
going
or is he
drinking.
out of town?
He's in town, but he's like working. He's flying right now. He's working till like 6. But I mean, nothing I do ever surprises him.
I could
so
imagine
he's
that. I think he knows what he
Yeah.
like married into. People are like want to hear about that mountain bike situation, the wreck that you had.
Oh, I still have scars.
Yes, like
it's
people
insane.
are like really care about that. Also,
Okay.
I spoke with Scooter. He told me to tell you hello.
Oh, I miss Scooter.
I know, me too.
Yeah.
All right, cheers, my girl. Let's get this
Cheers.
party started.
So, drinking
Drink.
on Tuesday.
Hey, this is how we spend our Tuesdays in New Orleans. Like I said, if you're ever in New Orleans, you might find me and Trishelle at this wine bar. Oh, Orlando.
That's gorgeous.
Compliments of the chef.
Thank you.
Orlando makes the best food. The menu at the tasting room is as good as the wine. Thank you, my baby. I appreciate you.
This puts my bachelor charcuterie board that I had going to shame. This
So
is
I'm
pretty.
going to just go ahead and officially invite myself over
Yes, you have to.
one of your bachelor parties.
There's a lot of shit talking. There's a lot of wine. Some cheese and charcuterie, not as nice as this, but it's there.
Speaking of that, let's just start this conversation with The Bachelor. Because you're a huge fan of Bachelor Nation. I'm a fan of Bachelor Nation.
I
So
know.
let's just start there.
I have nothing
And
nice to say.
our mutual hate for Victoria.
Which one? Victoria F, right?
Yes. I mean, I hate both Victorias.
Yeah.
But we hate F the most.
Yes. I am like an internet sleuth when it comes to The Bachelor, and I'm a psychopath, and like I Google everybody and like I want to know all the gossip. She had by far the most like negative articles I've ever seen of anybody on The Bachelor, like before the show even started.
It's insane, right?
So I saw that White Lives Matters ridiculous campaign. Why would you go on television? Why would you just say like, hey, I messed up, I did something horrible, but she like didn't even mention it.
She didn't. She literally thought she was gonna sweep it under the rug. And
Yeah.
it's like, you might get a lot of things past a lot of producers. You're not gonna get anything past the Bachelor
Racism.
production.
Yeah.
They find out everything.
You know, she played the whole I'm really shy, and then she's in lingerie like every episode, which is fine. Like, fly your flag, girl, but like, you know,
Own it. I'm a bad bitch, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna be a bad bitch.
And
Don't say
so-
you're a shy bitch and you have your tits out in every photo on your Instagram.
I love you.
I'm friends with Reality Steve. Are you like?
Oh, I want to be friends
I'm
with
friends
him.
with him. I would
jealous.
love to introduce you to Reality Steve
I
because
want to meet him
he
so
gives
bad.
me all the tea
Yes,
and
so
all
this
the.
is how I
I'm
found
gonna
out
start-
how horrible Victoria
I'm
F
gonna
was.
start a group chat with me, you, and Reality Steve.
Yes, I would love
Okay.
that.
Do you
And
like
she
Peter?
won. At first I liked him because he's a Delta pilot.
I'll
and
say
my
he's a
hus-
pilot.
My husband flies for Delta too.
So you're like, oh, okay.
I was like, oh my god, like what if you get to fly with him? And like I want to be on that flight, you know, and I was so excited. But now I kind of feel like Peter. What can I say on this show?
You can say whatever you want on this show.
I feel like
Have you met me,
You can
Trishelle?
curse, you can
I-
bleep
We
me
curse.
out.
You say whatever you
I
want.
feel
sis.
like Peter's a pussy.
He's such a pussy. I literally call him Pussy Pilot Pete.
yeah, he
That's
is.
literally what I call him.
He's 3P.
Oh my
So-
god. Yes.
3P.
I hate you.
So he's rewarding bad behavior. Like he's rewarding the girls that are snitching. He's rewarding like the drama. I feel like this season I like the people that all the girls hate. Like I liked Alea.
Alea, I
liked
do
her.
too. I do too. But
I
I like
Kelsey.
the villains on this show
Yeah.
in certain situations. But I agree.
Yeah.
I like Kelsey. Did you see that Alabama Hannah and Sydney went to the same high school?
No.
So someone literally posted on Twitter their high school yearbook, and there's a picture of Hannah, and then they flip 2 pages, and there's a picture of Sydney. So I feel like the Bachelor
Wow.
producers just literally hang out in Alabama, to
yeah.
find the most insane bitches. But you know, crazy people do reside in Alabama, so
Yeah,
it
that
is
is
good
true.
stomping ground.
That's true. I liked Sydney last episode. Like she came off like I thought like her story was very compelling. Like I mean I feel for what she went through, like growing up in Alabama, I'm sure. But like
Are you one of the people that check spoilers, and do you know?
no.
Okay, I actually did not find out who won this season. I wanted to be spoiler free, so I didn't
Yeah.
ask Reality Steve who won. So I don't know who won this season.
Oh,
either.
the only spoiler I know is that spoiler alert. I knew that Victoria had like a hometown date. or-
Yes, because her
So-
hometown date gets sabotaged.
Yeah, I cannot wait. Like
Me
I am.
neither. I would 100% coming over to your bachelor night for that one.
Yes.
Deal?
Oh my god, we're gonna
Okay.
have to pause it a million times.
Yeah.
It's gonna take us till like 2 in the morning to watch
Perfect.
it. But yeah, I just like to pause and talk.
Oh, yes. I'm officially invited to bachelor nights.
We're gonna film that.
Yes, I was like, Sebastian, will you come with us?
Just all the
Oh
reactions.
my god, like a watch party on your
Mhm.
couch,
Mhm.
just me and you talking in the moment.
I would love that.
That's the content y'all deserve.
Who are your favorite ones on this season? Because I only have like 2.
I have one favorite, and she's the complete opposite of me, Kelly.
I
I
like
like
her
her.
too.
She's just like a put together bitch, and I feel like she's the one person that like put Pete in his place. I hate Louisiana Victoria.
Victoria Pete.
She's not your like you don't know her, do you? Okay.
No,
Okay,
I
just making
don't.
sure. Like,
And even if I did,
I know
like,
you was so
I don't
like-
care.
She's a Looney Tune.
I think something's
Something's
off.
not right with that girl.
Like honestly, the way that she was like bossing Peter, she's like, I don't want to talk to you. Then she's like, yes, I will.
yeah, and then
she's
he,
like,
I don't want to sit down. And then she sits down, and I'm like, bitch.
And then preview to the next episode that's coming up, she's just like storming off. You can be crazy. I'm crazy, but I waited until after I was married to show my crazy. Like my husband didn't know.
And also,
really.
you own your craziness. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like you and I are the type of crazy. We own our craziness. She's
Yeah.
like the type of girl that will be like, I'm not crazy, mid acting like a full-fledged psycho.
like on her first date.
so you hid your craziness from your husband. So
A little.
is that the key to locking down a pilot? Because y'all, we are gonna get to that, Trishelle. You're gonna give me some real life dating advice. 'Cause
Okay.
God knows I need it.
I can do that.
And you, I think, could write a book about it.
I dated a lot of people, like a lot. I was kind of in my 20s, but it's
Oh.
fine. Like I feel like everybody should do that.
I was such a in college. Like,
Yeah, I
and
mean-
I'm so glad that I had that moment because, like, I learned a lot about myself.
Then when you settle down, it's like you don't
It's
feel
out
like
of
you're
your
missing
system.
out.
I support it. I think a lot of women don't it out as much as men in their 20s, and then they regret it in their 30s and 40s.
Yeah,
I have no regrets. I don't think you have any.
no regrets.
I said this right before you walked up, and you and I have had this conversation once or twice, but like, you were the first Southern girl I ever saw on television, on reality TV. I remember being in
Really?
ninth
Oh.
grade, watching you on Real World Las Vegas.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh my God, like there's a Southern girl on television.
Yeah. And
so you're the reason that I'm on the Real World. Like every time
Really?
that my
I love
mom
that.
is like gets mad at me that I went on Real World, I'm like, blame Trishelle, not me. Because I saw you and I was like, she's a bad bitch. I want to be just like her.
That's funny. I never thought that I would even be cast for the show, to be honest. I thought that I was kind of boring, and I was just like,
You thought you were boring?
I'm regular. But then my sister was just like, who like goes on tour with bands, like famous bands, whenever they're like 19 and in college? She's like, not a lot of people. I'm like, oh, I thought like every bitch did that.
No, no one, especially no one from the middle of nowhere, Louisiana, who's going to college in the middle of nowhere, Mississippi. The fact that you were doing it where we're from, I think is what just attracted me the most to you. But you originally weren't supposed to be on the Real World. You applied for another show,
Lost in the USA. It was going to be $50,000.
That's so much money. Like,
And
like I can imagine as a college kid.
I was 21, and I was just like, I owe pretty much like that of my student loans, and I was just like, I could use that money. They kept on bugging me about making a video. They were like, look, people who get on the show, they need to have like a video, and I was just like, well, you guys already interviewed me. Like,
yeah, you're like, use that footage. You got it.
Then I had like the crappiest like audition video ever because I had done it like kind of after.
What did
the
you
fact.
do? Do you remember what you did in your video? Because my video is the most embarrassing thing I've ever done in my life.
Like in a bikini.
Oh my God, me too. Bitch, I was in jeans, a bikini, and a leather jacket.
Oh my.
And like low-rise jeans. They're tacky. I showed my tattoo in my video.
Oh, okay.
And I did, it's trash.
That's
trash.
hilarious.
And I did 5 jack shots for 5 reasons that I should be on the Real World.
That's why you got cast.
Yeah,
That's
because
amazing.
I was blacked out by shot 3, and they're like, oh. They would always ask me, like, are you a Real World fan? Who did you watch? And I would always bring you up, and they were like taking notes. They're like, oh, the dark-haired version, like the bad girl version of Trishelle.
Yeah, that's
because I think that you came off as a very like innocent, naive girl to a certain extent in the beginning.
I was ish, yeah.
And I was the complete opposite. I went into those interviews like, yeah, I only date black men, and I have casual sex, and they were just like, oh my God, we found like the dark horse version of Trishelle.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, honestly, whenever they cast me, for sure that they thought I was going to be racist, and it like backfired because then when that didn't happen, and I totally got along with my roommates, like all of them, and they were just like, oh, like I thought that they messed up.
Yeah, and they knew they hit a gold mine
until me and Steven were hooking up, and they were like, yeah, and then she made out with a girl. They were like.
The first threesome on TV.
It was just a 3-way kiss, and then we all went to the bedroom, and then Bryn left because she felt like she was being scooted out, which she was.
I mean, God, I would have scooted her out for you, too.
But honestly, at this point, now that I'm 40 years old, I, like, wish that I had a threesome. I was like, damn, I haven't even had one, like a proper one.
And the whole world thought you had one on national television, and you didn't even have a proper one.
No.
Damn.
I mean, I guess there's
But you paved the way.
Maybe my husband will let me. I don't know.
I'm sure he would. But you paved the way. Like, I mean, I didn't think about Veronica, Rachel, Abram on the challenge.
That's right.
And that threesome, like, you paved the way for women, you and Breed, for to be like, you know what, I'm going to do what I want to do when I want to do it, and if you don't like it.
The most embarrassing thing was that my daddy, when I was calling him on the show, and I'm just like, I don't even know why I told him. I was just like,
You told your dad?
I made out with a girl, and he was like, oh, Trish, you're just disgracing your entire family. And he said the worst to me on TV. It was horrible.
But your sister is older than you, correct?
Yeah, she's older, yeah.
And was she always supportive of everything that you did? Did she step in as a mom figure to you? Because your mom passed away when you were 14?
Yes. My sister, I actually had to go live with her because my dad was like going out and like, dating women and kind of being crazy. He couldn't take care of me. So I went to live with her. She was a figure to me. But she was very supportive. Like when I did Playboy, I was so upset because I was just like, what would my mom think? She was Southern Baptist. And I was like, she would probably freak out. And my sister was like, I wish I could do Playboy. Do it. She's like, go.
No, that makes me happy. Like Veronica's Playboy came out before yours. I'm 99% sure. And it's so funny because growing up, like Veronica in my eyes was the queen of Road Rules, and you were the queen of the challenge. Yeah. And now, like, Veronica's a sister to me. You were like one of my favorite. It's just crazy that like you two lived up to the hype. And I think if anyone needs to know that about you, you live up to the hype in real life.
Thank you.
Because you know that you've met people from TV shows, and you're like, this is not the person I've watched on television.
Yeah, like a lot of the cast members from the Real World. I'm like, God, they're boring.
Who is your least favorite person from the Real World?
Oh, I have so many.
Well, let's talk about that. Let's go there.
I like barely like anybody.
That's my favorite thing about you because I hate everyone.
I hate like Johnny Bananas, CT, like all those bitches. Like I hate all of them. I just like, I like the girls way better than the guys.
Because the women, and especially
they're better.
The women carry the show. The women have been carrying this franchise for years. It's a huge talk on Twitter and among like the true stands.
So much better.
The women carry the show. CT can show up and be boring based off of his reputation from 10 to 15 years ago.
Yeah.
The women cannot show up and be boring. The women still have to deliver the content.
And I feel like a lot of the women on the show, even though like everyone, I remember when I did the last challenge, or one of the last challenges I did, hated Cara Maria. And I was just like, why? I was like, she's fine. Like, is she the nicest and the most personal person? No, but like she tries hard and like whatever. They had redeeming qualities. Yeah. But the men don't. Like I don't.
And I 100% agree with that. And we'll touch on that Rivals 2 situation. Let's start with, you come off the real world, and Trishelle, social media is not a thing. And you became
I'm mad about it now.
We're going to talk about
many followers.
You were real life famous. I think that your experience is way better. You were real life famous. You were not, Trishelle, do not play with me because I have receipts. You were real life famous. You were real life famous.
I mean,
now these girls are famous on Instagram. You were real life famous. Admit that you were real life famous.
I don't know about that. I mean,
Trishelle, did Leonardo DiCaprio not stop you in the middle of Hollywood and say, oh my God, it's Trishelle?
But to be fair, he asked about our entire cast and he wanted to know all the background.
But that makes you real life famous, sis.
He was like, are Alton and Irulan still together? I was like, how is this guy like asking me these questions?
Do you think that Leo is sliding into any of these fake ass Instagram influencers DMs on?
No.
Exactly. You're real life famous.
Katie Doyle was with me, and
my queen.
She's amazing.
My queen.
She was with me, and she didn't see who he was at first because he had like an LA Dodgers hat.
Did she say something offensive?
She was crossing Sunset Boulevard. She's like, "Hey, stop talking to fans!" And I was like, "Oh my God!" And he just like looked
Katie
at her.
Doyle called Leo a fan.
She just didn't know who he was, and she was like, "Stop talking to fans!"
Did she have a cigarette in her hand, like living her best life?
Oh yeah.
I
obviously, I was just like, Katie. And then she was just like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't see who it was." And then she didn't even care, really. It was just like,
of course she did.
Nothing to her.
Like I always say, I wish I would have come up in like the time of you, the time of like Rachel, Veronica, Tina on the challenge. I think y'all had it way better.
And it's crazy. Like our entire cast moved to LA, like together, pretty much. I mean, I think that they probably all do that now.
They still do that now. You know what they do? They work behind a bar for about 6 months to a year, and then they have to move back home because no one knows who the they are.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I tried.
And tell us about your experience.
Hey, I tried. Well, I found my roommates on westsidrentals.com, and they were two guys that were in law school, AKA walked in and found out that they were selling pot and they were like drug dealers, and I was just like, well, we have a nice apartment. I don't think I want to move. I want to stay here. It's hard to find an apartment in LA. I don't care if your roommates are drug dealers. Just deal with it.
You deal with it.
Pretend like you didn't see it. So anyway, I lived there for a month or two. And then finally, I met Katie Doyle at Saddle Ranch, and of course.
Saddle Ranch is still a thing. I know that,
I love Saddle Ranch.
Yes, I love Saddle Ranch, too. Whenever I'm in LA, I go to Saddle Ranch.
For sure.
Yeah.
And so I met her there, and we became roommates.
And y'all are both already on the shows, and that's but y'all just got connected.
Actually, my show had not even aired yet, because I moved to LA 3 months before my show aired.
Okay. But she was already on the show, correct?
She was already on the show.
Okay, so it's like MTV family coming together.
Yes.
That still happens. Even now, people that are on MTV will move to LA together, and so that's still a thing.
But I thought that I was gonna be I got a job waiting tables, and when my promos started airing, they fired me because my tables were asking me if I was that person, and I couldn't get my work done. And then I was just like, I'm gonna have to move back home.
God, you would have been perfect for Vanderpump Rules.
And I was like, I can't get my work done. I was like, I'm gonna have to move home because I'm broke. And then all of a sudden, we started getting appearances, and that's
because y'all it blew up.
Yeah, it was fun.
I think that your Real World season, and I stand by this in any argument that I ever get into, I think your Real World season was the best Real World season ever.
That means a lot coming from you, actually.
Because
I know you know your We had freaking famous people come up to our suite all the time because it was Vegas. And so, I remember, Vince Vaughn came to our suite one time, like, but they would never sign
They
her release.
they wouldn't, so.
Yeah, like Vanessa Williams and like, what's that, Rick, whatever his name is,
Rick
some basketball
Fox?
player. Yeah.
Rick Fox.
Were they dating? Was it Vanessa
They
Williams?
dated,
Okay,
yes.
that was them too
Okay.
that came to our, like, so many people would come and like hang out, and we could never.
That's insane. So you were partying with like Vince Vaughn and Rick Fox, and they were just like, we're just not going to sign the release.
Yeah, they just, well, a lot of them just wanted to see
Which
the
I
house.
get that, of course.
And
but
then
like,
and then they were allowing them to come because like the cameras would kind of just like not film.
yeah, and also because production wanted to party with Rick Fox. Like, who's
Right.
going to say no to Rick Fox?
Yeah.
Did you watch The Real World before you got cast in The Real World?
I did. I think that Chicago was the season.
It
before.
was. I actually realized that, and I was
Yeah.
like, holy Anissa's season was right before yours.
That's right. That's right. And you know what's crazy is I remember they didn't let it. You know how it is. They don't let you watch TV or whatever. I was in a bathroom in Vegas and it had a television in it. And Chicago's season was either running or rerunning. And that girl Kara, they were making her look like such a whore on the show. And I had been sleeping with Steven, so I was so in my head. I said, Steven, we're gonna look so bad. He's like, no, we're not gonna look bad. It's just me and you together. And I'm like, I'm telling you, we're gonna look so. And he was like, no, he was wrong, like, obviously.
Oh, I mean, girl, I literally filmed my season 2010, and Knight's the only person that I slept with the entire show.
But you didn't look bad.
Yeah.
I didn't think you looked bad at all.
I didn't think I did either, but shaming's gonna be a thing forever, so we might as well just enjoy our
That is
lives.
so stupid. That is so dumb. I mean, like, you know how it is. You know these people so well, day 3.
Yeah.
They're like they're your roommates. You don't have a television. You don't have any outside influence. All you do is talk and learn about people. Like, you can sleep with them whenever you want to. I mean, you know them so well. That's like your people.
It is crazy how like close you come in those situations, and
Yeah.
until you've lived in that situation, until you understand what it's like to be in a real world house, you can't relate.
I remember one time we found microphones in the backs of the beds and the headboards. We did not know that they were
That's
there.
the worst, is when you realize all the pillow talk, all the sex noise.
I was like,
It's
no,
the pillow talk more than the sex
no.
noise.
Oh.
I remember one time me and Knight really, really wanted to have a serious conversation, but not on camera. So we went into the shower to like pretend like we were having sex to have the serious conversation.
Yeah.
They sent an all-female crew in there. I remember the camera girl to this day opened that shower door and they stuck that mic in and they were like, every conversation that you're gonna have from this point on, we're filming.
Yeah.
Because they knew that it was so real and they just wanted that footage.
Yeah.
And I remember just standing there butt ass naked, like, they are not.
You're like,
they don't play.
No.
They don't play.
They don't
And I
play.
read an article about you yesterday where it basically said that you told everything in your interviews. You had no filter.
Did. And
I'm the same way. And do you regret that? Because I don't.
I don't regret it now, but I did at the time because I didn't realize. I thought everyone was saying everything in their interviews, and there were definitely, I would say, like a couple people holding back. I would say the only other person who told everything in her interviews was Bryn.
Okay.
She was a.
I always
she
liked
is
her.
a
I always
real,
liked her.
Real.
I loved
real
your.
person.
I loved your whole cast though.
Yeah, but the guys held back so much. Arissa held back a little bit. Maybe Irulan didn't. Actually, Irulan, she didn't hold back. But yeah, a couple of them, and I was just like, damn, I just told them everything. My interviews would last almost 3 hours.
But
sometimes.
also, like, I always say this on any show you're filming, the longer an interview goes, that's how you know who's getting the camera time. Like, that's how you know the good footage.
But Jimmy, I don't know if you felt like this, but every time they would send us the DVDs or and my
We got DVDs too.
No, I got VHS
Okay.
actually. Every time they sent me the VHS, I would be freaking out because I was scared, like because I knew the show was going to be about me. I wanted an episode that wasn't about me.
My best friend Corey would always watch it for me and then tell me, oh, it's a bad episode or it's a good episode.
That's a good friend. That's
Yes,
a good
and
friend.
it's so funny because when it aired on Wednesday night, she'd be like, bitch, you better tell your mama to go to church tonight.
Oh,
like, you better get out. Like, and so I would like call my mom and try to get her out of the house because I didn't want her to watch my episode.
It's horrifying. Yeah,
It's
I remember.
horrifying.
Yeah, I remember. I got broken up with actually because of the beginning of my show. Steve and I had called it quits. I was dating somebody else. I was dating a football player actually, and
What kind of like a professional football player, college football player?
yeah, he was professional, but he was sitting the bench, so I was like, whatever. Cade McNown, he used to play for he was a quarterback for just Chicago
heard it
Bears
here.
back in the day. So I was dating him, and he was just like, when the show started airing,
He broke up with you?
Well,
Or-
he just pulled away, kind of. Yeah, I guess he didn't like the show, and he
Oh.
didn't want me doing appearances. And I was like, "Look, this is how I'm making my money.
Also, yeah,
unless you're gonna pay for my."
Put all this money that I would make in my bank account, yes or no?
And he wasn't. Yeah.
So I'm gonna do my.
So yeah, but we were dating. And he did not like the show. He did not like how I was portrayed. He's like, "You didn't tell me that this was like this." I was like, "Well, it's television. Not
Yeah.
everything is like exactly how it was.
And that's another thing that I want to get to, because I literally saw this about the pregnancy scare. It wasn't an actual pregnancy scare.
Yeah, they played me out so hard on that episode.
It wasn't actually a pregnancy scare. It was a comment that you made, like, oh yeah, that would suck if I was pregnant.
Yeah.
Which is a comment anybody can make.
And then all the girls
then
were like, she might be pregnant.
Yeah,
And then it was like this whole episode about me and Steven and I not using condoms, which was embarrassing because we didn't. And it was super like, I think they even made me do like a PSA about it.
Are you now the reason that there are condoms in all the real world houses in like jars? I mean, I never
We
used
had
those
condoms. We just didn't use them. Like, this is
Drinks
so
to that.
horrible.
Drinks to that.
I'm such a bad
You
person.
know what? In honor of us not using condoms, I think we need another bottle. I just wrapped with my girl Trishelle, and we had so much to talk about that this can't just be one video. So this is going to be a 2-part video. Make sure that you are following along, because Trishelle and I did a lot of gossiping, and if you enjoyed part 1, you're really going to love part 2.